Hello, my name is Ummu Bradley Thomas, and welcome to the Polish That Pays series. I'm the founder of the Freddie Jones Incorporated, and today I would like to talk to you about resumes. I've done so many resumes over again because as a in the field of doing image consulting and training and that sort of thing, resumes are involved. And I've done resumes from people who working at the level of fast food all the way up to executive level, and where you need a CV. And one thing that I find is that people list things as they're just doing jobs and not thinking jobs. And you want to show as much as possible in your resume that the job that you had is a thinking job and not just a doing job. In other words, it will be very difficult to put someone else in your spot to do what it is that you do from day to day. You're not just a body, you are actually a contributing factor to that organization. And so how do you do that? Well, you want to point out some things that really are specific to you. So this is not to lie and put things in your resume that you really didn't do, but to really bring out the things that you did do. So, for example, if you're working on a certain budget and it's a large budget, and you are a factor in it, put the budget amount that you worked on or you oversaw. If you supervised in some capacity, list that also. If you know you see X amount of clients over X amount of period of time, that should be listed. So if you work in a field for over 5 years and you were at a company and you see roughly 30 customers a day, well then you want to kind of factor in how many customers you've seen over the term in the course of your experience. And if you have any thing that you've done where you were really highlighted and you were recognized, or things that you thought you should have been recognized for, I think you should list it. Always make sure that everything's spell checked and written well. There's another thing that I'm hearing where I don't really agree with, where they say put everything you did on your resume and make sure that it's only 1 page or 2 pages. Well, if you have so much more than that, list it. I'm not saying you write a book about yourself. It's not an autobiography. It's a resume. But if you have good substantive stuff to list, why not list it? Next thing is that people discount volunteer experience, and I think this is one way to really, really establish yourself by utilizing your volunteer experience. Now, don't make the mistake and put your volunteer experience under work experience. Put your volunteer experience there because in most cases you may have serviced over 1,000 people. You may have been in charge of a committee in which you had to instruct 10 people, in which you were in charge of a budget, in which you were able to fundraise, and the dollar amounts that you were able to fundraise or you were instrumental in doing. How many events did you plan? So volunteer experience is really, really crucial to put on your resume. Another thing I would like to talk about is education. Yes, if you have a degree, that's wonderful. But also think about the things that you've done. Okay, so you can put your degree, but you can also talk about some of the concentration that you had if you were in college. Yeah, your degree is in English, but you also had focus or courses in whatever. If you had courses in public relations, or you had courses in other things that you think are relevant towards your experience, I think you should list them. Another new thing is that people are very interested in how social media savvy you are. So I think that you should list that as well if you feel you have special talent, and then you have a proof that you have the ability to be able to do social media marketing. I don't want to go in too lengthy on this particular video on resumes. In fact, I can go on forever because each person, it's no cookie cutter approach to resume writing, because we don't all have the same experience, we don't all have the same educational levels, we don't all have the same thing to contribute, but we can all shine in our very special way on paper. And sometimes that takes that one-on-one conversation to be able to do that. So feel free to contact us, reach out to us at www.freddiebelljones.com if you'd like to learn more about presenting yourself well on paper through use of a resume or CV. Thank you.